Welcome to my channel, everyone. This video is for a blinged 3-loop chain. I'm using 7/8 inch width ribbon. If you haven't done so, please subscribe and don't forget to tap that bell for notifications on my uploads and live streams. And I do have memberships available if anybody's interested, and here's a quick glance at what the 3 different memberships available, and please go check those out. Okay, so first I've got all my ribbons cut at 6 inches long, and then I've got my back ribbon cut about an inch or 2 longer than what I need for the length of the mum. So 6 inches for each of these loops. Again, I'm using 7/8 inch width. I have shown this video or this technique, this braid, using the 1.3 inch. So I wanted to show it with the 7/8 because it looks completely different when you use a different width ribbon. So I just want to form my loops, and I'm holding on to them and forming the 3 together. And you want to make sure your loops are nice and even. Like each loop, the ribbons are nice and even when you fold it over on top of each other. Make sure they're not slanted. And then you see I flipped it over so the middle loop is on top. Now you can space these out differently. You can have them tucked in really close together, or you can space them out, which is what I'm going to do. So however you want to do them, whatever style you want to go with. So I just wanted to show you how those 2 side ones, how far apart they were. And then for this one, I like that middle braid to be on top. And you can use, this is a good one to use for a name chain. Use those center loops for the name, which is what I'm going to do. And then if everything looks okay, then go ahead and give it a couple of staples. And I always start at the bottom and work my way up. I'm just going to trim off that bottom ribbon there just a little bit, that back ribbon. I'm using the same width for the back ribbon. I usually do that for whatever size loops I'm using. It's a better guide for you to use that same width ribbon for that. Because you can tell better if you're putting everything on, if you're putting your loops on straight and even, if you use the same size ribbons for the back ribbon and for your loops. Sometimes I do go with a smaller one, but I would suggest, especially if you're new to loop chains, is use the same. Now I'm alternating using the burgundy and the white, and you can also go really close together with your groupings, or you can space them out. I'm going to space them out a little bit. I want to try to make sure that they are attached evenly, that they look the same. Each grouping of 3 loops looks the same, and that it's spaced out the same for each grouping that I attach. So here's a close-up of the 2 together. And you may notice those 2 that I have together. I also have a loop chain, a double loop chain that is that same style without the middle one. So if you go back and watch that one, I'll try to put a card on the top for that one. So if you don't know what I'm talking about, but the double loop chain, and then this one you're just adding a middle loop to it. And then put that middle one on top. Now if you can't tell, I'm videoing this off my phone. This was during the time when I was having a lot of issues with my GoPro, so I was trying to find different ways to video, and I had to go back to videoing on my phone. I've tried videoing on my computer. I just tried different things to get you guys these videos made. So I'm alternating the burgundy and white, if I didn't say that already. And this is going on a mini mum, but it's going on an extra long mini mum. And I believe my extra long ones have about 17-inch braids and ribbon streamers. Again, usually on my mini mums and peewee mums, I only do 1 braid or chain. Some of them I do more, but the most common ones I do 1, and I do it in the middle. So I want to make that braid really, really pretty and make sure that it's the focal point. So I'm using flower shaped diamond mesh ribbon, and you just cut these to size whatever you want. You can cut them individually, you can cut them really long. I just cut 3 and glued those at the top, and it made a pretty little arrangement at the top. Now I'm going to attach glue some glitter ribbons on these side ribbons, on the side loops, I'm sorry. And this is just, I think it's 5/8 inch silver glitter. And I'm just going to glue those in place. Make sure you can't see the ends there, so I'm gluing it underneath that middle loop. And I'm gluing the top ones first, or gluing it on top of the loops first, and then I'll flip the braid over and glue it on the back side as well. Very simple to do. You could use printed ribbons, you could do whatever you want to do. You could do regular diamond mesh, any kind of bling or any kind of fun ribbons to kind of spice up these loop chains. And it was easier for me to go ahead and hold these in place exactly where I needed them and then add the glue, because I didn't want you to be able to see the ends of these ribbons. I wanted to make it look like they were made, the loops were made with these ribbons. Because this was an afterthought. Like, what can I do? Okay, I'll just glue some glitter ribbons. So you could go ahead and cut them with the acetate ribbon and staple them on if you wanted to. Staple the loops and make them beforehand, or you could glue them on like I'm doing here. And at first I just did the white ribbons, but then I decided to go back and do it over the burgundy as well, because this was a blinged mum, so they did want extra bling. So I wanted to make sure I got that nice and blinged out. So that's how I do the back side. You can see I just glue them down. You can't see the back side, so it's not as important. Don't worry about it. And then I just go through and do all of them. Let me see how pretty that is. And then I didn't need all the loops for her name, so I was able to decorate the top, I think the top and the bottom loop. Add some more bling to those. And I'm going over and just adding a piece of this flower mesh ribbon, just one flower on top of every staple, on top of every grouping of loops, because you could kind of see those staples if you looked a certain way, like if you looked at it from the side or something. So I wanted to make sure those staples were all nice and covered. I think it looks really, really pretty. It's really blinged out, and it was not hard to make at all. And that just adds something really, really pretty to a girl's mum. And here it is after I did it. See, I did the diamond mesh on the top and bottom. Well, no, not on the very top and bottom. I did the very top and then the second from the bottom, because on the very bottom I attached the little violin trinket for her and a little bow. But I think it turned out very well. I was really pleased with the braid and they loved it. So I hope this video helps you make some pretty loop chains for your mums, and I appreciate everyone who watches and subscribes. Don't forget to tap the bell for notifications on my uploads and live streams. Don't forget to comment and share. Please be kind with your comments though. If you have any trouble with any of my videos, please let me know that you're having an issue learning from whatever, if it's an angle or whatever, but please be kind about it. I've had a few people that are being very, very rude, and I work very hard to try and get out the best videos that I can for you guys, and I spend a lot of time editing and doing voiceover, so I really appreciate if you were gracious about that, and please be kind with the critiques. So I appreciate y'all very, very much. Thank you, and happy mum making, everybody.